fellow Schneider drivers. Friendly Bill coming at you. Pew! This is going to be a quick video. Basically, this video is about, personal safety, what you can and what you can't do, what you should, what you shouldn't do. My opinion. I'm not a recruiter. I'm not a coach. I'm a Schneider driver. I've been a Schneider driver for 3.5 years. And, this is just, a video for Schneider drivers. I'm not trying to make money off YouTube or, I'm not into any of that. I'm just a driver that makes YouTube videos. A Schneider driver, that is. This video is going to be about carrying firearms. Now, I have my concealed carry license out of Washington State. I'm not a gun zealot. I don't really even like guns that much. I don't love guns. I don't collect guns. But I have my concealed carry license, and I have 2 firearms. Just 2. I have it for a number of reasons, and but the number one reason is self-defense. Now, when I go home, quote unquote home, I go to Spokane, Washington, which is it's a relatively large city, a relatively small city, I should say, compared to like Los Angeles and New York and Chicago and so on and so forth. It's a small city, but it does have a crime problem. If you go downtown in Spokane, you'll see people just hanging around, and homelessness and drug addicts and all kinds of stuff. So, I carry it for personal protection. Like I said, I'm not a gun zealot. I don't love guns. I wish I lived in a world where I didn't need to have one. Okay? And you have, in my opinion, you have different kinds of gun owners. You have a gun owner who carries it out of necessity and hopes to God he never has to use it. And then you have the guys who love guns, and they have hundreds of guns, and they just pray for an opportunity to use a gun. Okay, that's not me. I hope I never have to use this gun, but I do carry it when I'm at home in Washington State. Now, Spokane, like I said, it's kind of a small city, but it does have a crime problem. So, I got my concealed carry. I don't ever bring it in the truck, ever. Because, first of all, Schneider has a rule that prohibits firearms from being in their trucks, on their property. And so, basically, I'm in a company truck. This is their property. And it's against the rule to have a gun in the truck, so I never bring it. And I leave it at my home in Spokane. So, there's reasons that Schneider has those rules, and it's because not everybody that owns a gun is all that bright. You have some people that own guns that think it's cool to pull their guns out and show them off, and if guns were allowed on Schneider property, you'd see guys in the parking lot looking at each other's guns. Ooh, look at this, it'd be out of control. So Schneider has a no gun policy, which I actually am on board with. I kind of like the idea that when I go to a Schneider OC or a Schneider yard, I don't have to worry about strangers that I don't know running around with guns and everybody being packed, and it's just a situation that I don't want to be involved with. So Schneider has a no gun policy. That being said, other trucking companies don't have that policy. So there probably are trucks at the truck stop that have guns in them, which I'm fine with. I don't want to see guns. I don't want to see their guns. I don't want, and if I start seeing guns, I may call law enforcement, because I don't know you, dude. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're up to. So I should never see your gun, and I don't ever want to see your gun. So Schneider, like I said, Schneider has a no gun policy. So if you're a gun owner, or if you have a concealed carry license, Do not bring your gun on the road, and there's a number of reasons why. For one thing, I go into California all the time, okay, and my concealed carry is not recognized by California. Therefore, if I were to get pulled over and I had a gun in my pocket or in my waistband in California, all of a sudden I'm in deep shit because I don't have, my concealed carry isn't recognized. So basically I'm just a dude carrying a gun, and that's not legal. So that's a huge reason right there that I don't carry it. But, you know, the biggest reason I should say is that because it's a Schneider rule, and I respect Schneider's rules. You know, I don't, I've been sober for like 5 years. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do anything. And, you know, so not having alcohol in the truck to me is not a big deal. But, you know, I know some people like to drink, and that's fine. That's their business. I don't judge people. You know, that's their business. If they want to drink, that's their business. But I do like the idea that the rule is that there's no alcohol allowed in the truck. So I do like the Schneider rules. You know, I'm on board with Schneider. But you know, there's a lot of cool videos online about you know, whether guns and trucks are legal or not. I did see that there is no law that says you can't have a gun in a truck. There's no actual law. But like I said, each state has their own laws. For instance, California and New York are no gun. They don't want your guns in the state. So if you have a concealed carry out of Michigan or Missouri or Washington, and you go into those states, they don't recognize it. So bang, you have an illegal gun on your person, and you're going to get huge tickets and fines and maybe even some kind of record. So the smart thing to do, the smart thing and the right thing to do as a Schneider driver is don't bring your guns in the truck. Now, I know we carry guns, some of us carry guns for self-protection, and we're like, oh, you know, I need this gun, you know, I go into dangerous areas, and I agree. I mean, I agree in that we do go into dangerous areas, but, you know, here's the thing. The average criminal doesn't know which trucks have guns in them or not. And I think the general consensus is that, you know, most likely there's a gun in that truck. So don't go screwing around with truck drivers, because they probably have a gun. And I think that's a general consensus. So your average criminal doesn't know whether you have a gun or not, which I kind of like that idea. You know, they think, oh, maybe he has a gun, maybe he doesn't. But then you've got the drug-crazed criminals, the guys that are on drugs, and maybe they're on a 3-day bender on drugs, and they're out of their minds, and those people can't be reasoned with. So my advice is you can get legal knives. I think they can be a total of 6 inches. Get a legal knife. You know, protect yourself when you're walking from your truck to the truck stop. If you're in a dangerous area, you know, maybe carry a knife, maybe carry some kind of self-defense thing. But if someone comes up to you and they have a gun and you don't, just give them what they want, you know, and get out of there alive. You know, when I stop at a place that I think is, I always consider that no place is safe, because even in these little towns that have no crime, there's a crime element there. And so, you know, you pull into the truck stop. Before I get out of the truck, I really look around. I look around, see what's going on, you know, make sure. And if I don't feel safe, I don't get out. But, yeah, I really look around, make sure everything's okay. When I get out of the truck, I got my head on a swivel. I'm looking behind me. You know, I'm making sure nobody's coming up behind me. You know, I'm kind of looking to see if there's anybody hanging out in between the trucks and stuff like that. You know, so the biggest part of being safe is being self-aware, being situational awareness. But like I said, I do have my concealed carry out of Washington State. I do not bring it on the road ever. And the reason that is because it's against the rules, and in some states it's against the law. And to me, it's a bigger headache. You know, it's just I just don't want to have to worry about all the time. You know, if I'm operating within the laws, you know, and if Schneider's rule is you can't have a gun in the truck, I don't I don't want to get fired for something like that, you know. So Schneider trucks, no guns. Do not bring your gun. That being said, yeah, I guess that's it. I'm here in, where am I? Sumner, Washington. I'm coming off my 34-hour restart. I got about 8 hours left to go. So I'm going to lay down again and kind of chill out until tomorrow morning. And I hope I have a load. And I'm going to hit the road. So that being said, Friendly Bill, Schneider drivers, don't bring your guns on the road. And if you do, you're playing with fire.